I really fell in love with both of them. I mean, there's a real special thing about having children of your own, but it is real difficult. There's less time for yourself. There's less time with your partner.
They're both at such close ages that they're both going through the same stages a lot at the same time. And when they're both screaming at the same time, it's tough to handle. It's tough to deal with each one of them individually.
I guess I have a lot of question marks on, discipline as far as what to do in what situation.
Well, I think the hardest time I've had so far was one day when he had a shot and my husband was gone for 2 weeks, and it was right in the middle of that, and I had to pick him up about every 10 minutes, and that got hard.
Yeah, at home I have a roll-top desk that I have all my paperwork in and stuff, and it isn't locked, and this kid just loves to climb, and there's been times when he's gotten in there and just, total chaos.
Sometimes it seems like it takes more time to do things because you're trying to keep them in line. And
yeah, if it takes 45 minutes to wash a few dishes, it's not necessarily because you're following up, but because you've got to go and take care of somebody else, or he wants this or that or the other thing.
You just don't expect a little pint-sized person to necessarily question you or ask you for some justification as to why they have to do something. And of course, even when you give them a justification, they still have an answer for it. Not to say that, the child's being rude or anything, but challenging your mind at that age, challenging a grown-up's mind at that age, yes, that's a lot of stress.
I think the difficulty is not disciplining Mickey, it's getting to an agreement with Lynn and how to discipline Mickey. There's two opposing views on how to do that, but somehow we have to work through that, and we are working through that.
It amazed me at first, the responsibilities that go with parenting, and that just, anyone can be a parent. It really takes a lot of some common sense and some intelligence to really do it right.
I doubt myself a lot. If I'm doing it right and I should be doing it better, and what could I be doing differently, and I go through that and I feel a lot of guilt a lot of times of handling the situations wrong.
I've second-guessed a lot, had to think back, well, should I do that or shouldn't I, or how's this going to affect her? And for me, I've had to just kind of say to myself that I just need to do what I need to do.
Well, I was home, most of the time until my last child was 2 years old, and I went out to work. So it was much easier then, but these young people today, they both have to work, and that's very hard.
Yeah, you can never imagine how bad it can be. Like this. This can get on my nerves really, really quickly.
It's much more demanding than I could have ever dreamed it to be.
All over the world, children go through the same stages of development in the same order. Babies quickly learn to trust others for their care and pleasure. And as they grow, they learn that they can trust themselves, too. Because while the world is sometimes surprising, it's basically safe. Trust, of course, leads to the toddler's search for independence. This is a time of learning through experience. And because the world seems safe, the toddler feels freer to experiment and make demands. She may no longer pull the cat's tail, not after being scratched, but she doesn't yet know the boundaries of the front yard or the reasons for them. By the time a child becomes a preschooler, she has learned trust and established a degree of independence. This is a time for creativity. Bicycles become fire engines, and drawings on the sidewalk become an art gallery. With friends, preschoolers learn how people get along and practice communicating, making decisions, and using ideas.
I like to color houses.
For parents, these early years are a challenge because we can't always deal with the toddler the same way we deal with a preschooler. Children at different stages of development require different things from us. And with some thought, we can know what to expect from them. A baby needs almost constant attention. But what about toddlers? And preschoolers? Just as we need to understand the general stages of development our children go through, we need to be aware of our own expectations. The expectations we have of our children can influence their behavior and how we look at it. While children progress through each stage, they do so at their own pace. Some faster, some slower. We can help them along, but we can't speed up the process. Sometimes nature can fool us. Aaron and Michael are both 3 years old, but they are very different. Michael is as big as many 4-year-olds. But Aaron has developed a little faster in other ways. Physical development often does not coincide with emotional development. And sometimes we are caught wrongly assuming that the larger child is somehow more mature or responsible. If a parent has unrealistic expectations for Michael, what are some of the ways these expectations could be shown? And how might these expectations affect Michael?